You're outside, walking maybe, or just trying to clear your head. There's dew on the grass from last night's rain, and your shoe picks it up with every step. Just off the trail, maybe inches up on a weed you didn't notice, something is there, not moving, not chasing, just waiting. All it needs is one brush against your skin, and it's on board, clinging with tiny hooked limbs. You won't see it and won't feel it latch on you. Ticks are smaller than a grain of rice, yet perfectly designed to turn you into a blood source for days. Welcome to the world of ticks, creatures evolved not to hunt you down, but to quietly hijack your body from the shadows. Some of the common ticks are deer and black-legged tick, American dog tick, Lone Star, and Rocky Mountain wood tick, the hidden threat. Ticks don't buzz. There's no sting, no sign, just silence. Ticks also don't leave. They burrow and stay, feeding and spreading bacteria the whole time. Picture this, perched silently on a blade of grass, legs outstretched like a trap waiting to spring, is what scientists call nature's most patient predator. The tick isn't hunting in the traditional sense, it's waiting. This unique behavior is called questing, and ticks can hold this position for days or even weeks. Front legs are raised high and motionless, except for the subtle wave to detect movement. They're not guessing. Embedded in their forelegs is a specialized sensory structure known as Haller's organ, a biological radar that picks up carbon dioxide from your breath, body heat, ammonia from your sweat, and even subtle shifts in humidity. The moment you pass by, the tick doesn't leap or fly, it hooks. A clawed leg reaches out with astonishing precision and latches on. Just like that, it's riding your shoe, sock, or skin, utterly unnoticed. Evolution has made ticks absurdly efficient. With a slow metabolism, they don't need daily meals. In fact, ticks can survive months between feedings. This means that it has time to be selective, waiting in the ideal spot at the perfect moment to ambush a passing host. Once attached, the tick doesn't settle for just anywhere. It crawls with purpose, drawn to warm, dark, thin-skinned areas where detection is unlikely, behind your ears, in your hairline, under your waistband. This isn't just random behavior. It's millions of years of evolutionary refinement optimized for stealth, attachment, and blood access. By the time you notice the tick, if you do, it may already be feeding. Or worse, it may already be transmitting bacteria directly into your body. Section 2. The feeding horror. Unlike a mosquito that feeds and flies off in seconds, a tick stays attached for days. It cuts the skin with sharp tools called chelicery, then inserts the hypostome, a barbed structure that locks it in place. You don't feel it happen. According to the National Institute of Health, NIH, tick saliva contains anesthetics, anticoagulants, and immune suppressants that numb the site and prevent your body from reacting. Feeding time varies. According to the Journal of Medical Entomology, nymphs feed for 2 to 3 days, while adult females can stay latched for up to a week. During that time, the tick swells up to 10 times its size. And when it's done, it doesn't die. It drops off, possibly onto your bed, your pet, or your floor, waiting for the next host. Section 3. The disease factory. Ticks can carry many diseases at once. Lyme disease is the one most people know, but a single bite might expose you also to anaplasmosis, babesiosis, ehrlichiosis, Rocky Mountain spotted fever, and Powassan virus. Some also trigger the alpha-gal syndrome, AGS, the red meat allergy linked to Lone Star and deer ticks. According to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, CDC, Lyme disease surveillance and data from early 2025 reported that approximately 476,000 Americans may be diagnosed and treated for Lyme disease each year. and some of these tick-borne infections can have long, life-devastating effects. With warmer weather sticking around longer, ticks are showing up in places they didn't before. What used to be a backwoods problem is now creeping into backyards. At the same time, ticks are thriving in new territories. The rising temperatures and human expansion are helping ticks like the Lone Star and Asian Longhorn varieties take root in new areas. They're showing up where they weren't seen 10 years ago, stretching tick season longer and making what was once a local problem feel a lot more widespread, with cases emerging in places that had never dealt with ticks or tick-borne illnesses before.
Section 4. Protection and removal. How do you shield yourself from a parasite that's silent, small, and surgical? First, let's cut through the myths. Do not smother a tick with petroleum jelly, nail polish, essential oils, or burn or heat it. Doing so can stress a tick, which may cause it to regurgitate infected saliva into your bloodstream, increasing your risk of disease. Removing a tick promptly is your best defense. Here's how to remove it properly. 1. Use fine-tip tick tweezers, like those by Hasher Products, ticktweezers.com. 2. Hold the tick as near to the skin as possible, right at the mouth parts. 3. Pull straight upward with firm, even pressure. No twisting, no jerking. 4. After removal, clean the bite area and your hands with rubbing alcohol or soap and water. 5. Next, either dispose of the tick by flushing it in the toilet, or if possible, place the tick in a sealed baggie or container for identification and contact your local health department. You don't need to be deep in the woods to pick one up. Ticks live in shade, tall grass, leaf litter, and even in backyards. It's recommended wearing light-colored clothing, tucking pants into socks, and applying EPA-recommended repellents. Tick check yourself and pets. Check behind knees, under arms, around the waist, along the scalp. They like spots where you won't notice. Pets too. If they've been outside, run your hands through their fur, ears, paws, under the collar. Want a longer-term defense? Make your yard tick safe. Create wood chip or gravel barriers between your lawn and wood. Keep your grass short. Remove leaf litter and store wood piles neatly and dry.
Section 5. Tick life cycle and when to watch out. According to the CDC, ticks go through a 4-stage life cycle over 2 to 3 years: egg, larva, nymph, and adult. At each active stage, larva, nymph, and adult, a tick must feed on blood to survive. After hatching, 6-legged larvae feed on small animals like mice or birds. Once fed, they molt into 8-legged nymphs, which seek another host. After another blood meal, they become adults. Female ticks require a final feeding before laying thousands of eggs, restarting the cycle. The real problem? Nymphs. They're small, poppy seed small, and they show up right when everyone's outside, late spring into early summer. Most people never see them, too tiny. That's why they're dangerous. And since they feed for several days, they have more than enough time to pass on infections. Researchers, including findings published in the Journal of Medical Entomology, have pointed out that nymphs are more likely than larvae to carry pathogens, and their bites often go unnoticed. Adults are a little bigger, closer to a sesame seed, and tend to show up more in fall. They're easier to spot, but climate patterns are changing that. According to the NIH and recent CDC updates, warmer winters are giving ticks a longer season to feed and spread. That's why checking yourself and your pets isn't just a summer chore anymore. It's something worth doing regularly, especially in regions where the weather stays mild year-round. Section 6, hiking or just gardening. Pause for a second. You've stepped into the hunting ground of a creature built to go unnoticed, but never unfelt. Remember, ticks don't sting. They invade in silence, but knowledge is your armor. Pass this along to friends, family, hikers, and anyone else who could use a head start against a silent threat. Thank you for watching this clip by Hasher Products, ticktweezers.com. Learn more about ticks, helpful resources, and prevention tips at ticktweezers.com or by scanning the QR code.